where you can access the latest US news.
Yang for one simple reason. He is the only candidate running with the solutions for the problems we are facing in this 21st century economy. He is the only candidate talking about the severe threat that automation will have on our job market. His proposal, the freedom dividend of $1,000 a month, will help every American over the age 18 and personally have a great effect on me and my family, my two parents who are approaching retirement and preparing to draw Social Security. $24,000 a year in income for them will help relieve financial stress. My sister, who is in college, who struggles to work full-time and maintain good grades. $1,000 a month would allow her and other college students like her to focus on school and prepare themselves for their careers. As for me, I am a trauma ICU nurse. I see daily the effects of patients with motor vehicle accidents, gunshot wounds, and various other injuries come in and will be unable to work for weeks and sometimes months. The $1,000 a month freedom dividend will go a long way in reducing their worries while they recover. Andrew Yang has over 100 policies on his website to put humanity first. He is the choice we need in the White House in 2020. If you have not Googled him yet, please do so now. You will not regret it. Join the Yang Gang.
Hi everybody, this is Isaac. I am wanting to make sure everybody knows why I support Andrew Yang. Obviously, the freedom dividend is a huge benefit to all of us. But it's also important to me that we get the money out of politics and the corruption that comes along with it. And we need to get out of these forever wars. And these are all very important to me. Democracy dollars in our hands would wash out the money that is in politics right now. And we need to do this to get our country back. We also need to step back from our ideologies so that we can face problems and we can also generate solutions that aren't filtered through right and left ideology. We need to move forward as a country, and we need someone who is willing to look at the data, look at the facts, and present practical problem-solving methodology. So once again, I want to thank you for listening.
Hi Yang Gang, my name is Eddie, and my Yang story is unique in that I grew up in two neighborhoods, one low income and one middle income. And I saw the stark difference between educational outcomes for children in my class, and it wasn't something I was proud of as an American. And so I believe that $1,000 a month in the hands of every American and their children will fundamentally change their lives. And this happens for millions of Americans across the country. If we have the means and the mechanism to eliminate poverty in our country, I 100% believe it's our social responsibility to do so. My name is Eddie Bersenio. I'm an independent, and I support Andrew Yang for president.
Hi everyone, my name is Eric Watch. I have been a supporter of Andrew Yang since June of 2018 and learned him through the Fung brothers. The policy that I am most passionate about is his freedom dividend to give every adult $1,000 per month. The reason why I am so passionate about this policy is because I believe it could tremendously help millions of people, including my parents, to live a more comfortable life. Today my parents are living pay to paycheck with no end in sight. My dad wakes up every day at 4:30 a.m. and commutes in his car a total of 3 to 4 hours each day. In his type of work, he is standing, serving to his customers, and lifting supplies all day long. It is suffering, damaging to the body over time. The story of my mom is the one that pushes me every day on Twitter. My mom is in the same line of business as my dad, but she has to work even harder. My mom works 7 days a week, 11 hours each day, and has never taken a major vacation since 1999. In 20 years, my mom has never had a proper vacation. To simply put it, I have never been on vacation with either of my parents out of going to Las Vegas on a weekend holiday. This kind of lifestyle is suffering. They aren't getting any younger, and I want them to be able to live a more comfortable life without having to live paycheck to paycheck. My parents aren't alone on this. There are millions of people today doing the exact same thing just to get by. It's not about people being smart or people being dumb or people working hard or people slacking off. My parents are brilliant. They work their asses off, but they can't have a decent living. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my mom and dad and for all of you who are suffering to get by every day. Our current system does not work for us anymore, and this is why I support Andrew Yang.
My name is Scott Santons. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana, and this is my Yang story. I have long been focused on the idea of an unconditional basic income. Since 2013, I've been researching it and writing about it. And if you've ever read anything about basic income, you may actually have already read something by me and didn't know it. I first met Yang in 2016. We were both two people trying to figure out what's the fastest way we can get to UBI. Fast forward a bit to 2017, and we're friends. He visits here in New Orleans. He wants to tell me something. We go to my favorite lunch place, and he says, "Hey Scott, I'm thinking of running for president. What do you think?" I don't want to swear on this video, but suffice to say I was really excited. So from that moment, I've been Yang Gang. But it's not only about UBI that I think is so important about Yang's candidacy. He's talking about humanity first. He's talking about not left, not right, but forward. These are really important ideas. These are really important ways of thinking. We are so trapped in our tribes and our tribalism. We're letting ourselves be divided and letting those with all the power and all the money enjoy our divisions. And we need to get past that as a country. And he is someone who's focused on that. And he's looking at systemic solutions, which is really what we need. So many politicians just talk about these little fixes here and there, but we need systemic solutions. We need ranked choice voting to remove the spoiler effect. We need democracy dollars to wash out the influence of all the money in politics. We need to redefine the way that we think about work. We need to get away from GDP as our measuring stick. We need to actually figure out ways to go forward as a society. And as we think about technology, I think we need to start thinking less about the value of technology and more about the value of humanity. And that's what Yang is doing.
Andrew Yang for hundreds of reasons, but perhaps the most important reason to me is that it puts $1,000 a month into the hands of millions of families who can then afford to buy healthy, organic, locally grown food. And that money goes into the pockets of farmers who can then use that money to improve their farms, make them more sustainable and more resilient in the face of climate change. Andrew Yang's climate change bill has billions of dollars for doing research and supporting local farmers. And right now, industrial agriculture is contributing almost half of climate change greenhouse gases. They are like 98% of our soils are gone, and then they just spread chemicals and fertilizers on there, and that's what we're eating. $3.5 trillion to healthcare. So we turn that around, we can definitely afford something like the freedom dividend in our healthcare system. Let's see. So yeah, $1,000 a month, people can buy healthy organic food. It helps our farmers. That creates more demand. There'll be that's thousands of jobs as people who want to go into farming will be able to do it. Also, Yang talks about a change in mindset from scarcity to abundance. And like I said, I have my degree in environmental education, and I have spent my entire life trying to figure out how to turn things around. And it's not about turning things around, it's about going forward. So if we go from this mindset of scarcity, where all we're thinking is me, I need a job so that I'll survive. I need health care so I won't die. I need an environment. Well, because we all need an environment. And if we switch that from one of abundance and we have this feeling of, I'm good, I'm taken care of, then it's like, what can I give? What can I contribute to our community? What can I contribute to this society? That is a paradigm shift in consciousness, and that can just change the entire world. So my name is Alana Moss. I'm a human, and I support Andrew Yang. Thank you.
Hi, my name is John, and here's my Yang story. My kids introduced me to Yang, told me about the freedom dividend, and I thought it was the stupidest idea. How could we afford to give everybody $1,000 a month? And if we did, people would just waste it on drugs and stuff, is what I thought initially. But it stuck in my mind, and I thought about it more, did some research on him, and kind of liked him. But I've been a Republican. I voted for Trump, and haven't been happy with Trump. I think he's just increased divisiveness in our country, and I know he promised to unify the country. He was going to work with Republicans and Democrats and get a lot of things done, and that's just not the way I see it. So I did more research on UBI and found out that my fears weren't what the research showed, and I saw that he actually had a plan for where he was going to get the money. So I started to take him a little bit more serious. I read his policies, and there were just a lot that seemed like it made a lot of sense to me. Then I watched the first debates and saw that he only got asked 2 questions, really frustrated. So I decided I gotta help out, because I don't want this to end up like the last election where there were the 2 choices and then weren't ones that, either one that I liked. So I started phone banking for him and text banking for him, made my sign, and now I'm full in Yang Gang. So that's my story. Hope you watch the debates tonight.
Yeah. I just turned 18, so I haven't been able to vote for very long, and as a teenager I was convinced that I would never vote because I was afraid, all of the politicians I felt were lying, because growing up you hear phrases like, I don't trust any of them, from your parents even, and if it's been bad for that long, what's to say it's better now? Right. But you actually introduced me to Yang, and I ended up looking up his policies. I really like the thought of UBI, seeing as, apartments are pretty expensive and I'm going to have to live on my own soon. And then I saw human-centered capitalism, which is a term I never heard before Yang, because no one ever talks about it, because then big politicians would lose. They wouldn't get as much money. So I knew that growing up, and if I was going to register to vote, it would be as an independent. But I actually did register as a Democrat once I became Yang Yang, because I can't pass up the opportunity to help this guy in office. My future depends on it. So that's our Yang Yang stories.
That it's not about the money, it's about the message, And so that message for the freedom dividend is keep your act straight. You can handle your business as you see fit, and as long as you're willing to bet on yourself, America's willing to bet on you. So, freedom dividend. Why be out here in the streets trapping? Huh? It's not even consignment. It's a stack. You get a stack, free and clear. It's not consignment. You don't gotta be out here trapping, you know what I'm saying, flipping bricks and giving poison to your community. Instead, you can be, your whole community, y'all can be putting your money together and then putting down brick and mortar. It's not about the money, it's about the message. What does that say? For your community, $1,000 a month. There's a whole website, you throw in your whole zip code, see what that's about. See what it could do for you. I promise you, you'll like what you see.
Thank you for listening. See you in the next video. Please subscribe our channel. Bye bye.